That Don't Sound Right is a podcast about talking the way we did before the internet.
When you could not prove anyone right or wrong, all the expertise was contained in the people involved in the conversation.
We hope you enjoy our conversations, and as you listen, if you find yourself silently saying, "That don't sound right," send us a comment. You're one of us.
Just going from an old phone to a new phone, same number, same carrier.
Yeah.
It don't sound right.
Well, again, I think it really has to do with
Welcome back to another episode of That Don't Sound Right, a podcast about talking. We're your co-hosts. I'm Peter Billman.
I'm Cecil Davis.
And we're just trying to have a conversation without using Google or fact-checking each other online. Those things can so easily kill a conversation.
All right, man. I feel like you have something on your mind this week, something that's weighing heavily.
Well, we're talking about, we talk about killing the conversation. Mm-hmm. And we were supposed to record the night before 4th of July. We're going to do some recording.
If you've listened to us for a while, you realize that we don't do this live. We record a couple episodes, usually a week out or 2 weeks out.
Or the Saturday of.
Or the Saturday of, or 15 minutes before it airs.
That's right. We do that. But we were supposed to record, but I was in the middle of something. I was in the middle of transferring all of our cell phones from one provider to a new provider. This new provider will leave them unnamed, but we'll say it rhymes with horizon. Okay, let's just say that. And they had a deal, bunch of new phones. Mm-hmm. Keep your phone number. So I'm getting new phones for the family.
Until you couldn't refuse.
Yeah, we were in a bind because one of our kids' phones was inoperable. Mm-hmm. It had been dropped for the last time. Screen was blank, and this particular daughter was not at home for the month. Sometimes by herself at the house she was living at. Mm-hmm. Needed a phone for emergencies. Needed a phone for at work. She needed a phone.
All right.
And so, I was going to do this anyway. So now's a good time to do it. And I'm thinking, let's go ahead and order those phones. They're going to come in. She can come home for the day or the night. I even had the ideas that we would just meet halfway. We would do it in the parking lot.
Easy.
And because before you would just take SIM cards, slide them in there, turn it on. It's activated. Off you go. And what don't sound right, the thing that don't sound right is that does not work anymore.
Now, I confused you a little bit with my response. When you told me what you were doing, I responded to you in text, basically extending my sympathy to you for what you were in for the next several hours.
Yeah. I mean, basically, I told you that we're setting up some new phones, and I actually wanted to postpone our recording by 30 minutes.
30 minutes, tops.
And then you said, good luck with the phones. That's not a fun task. And then you said, I wish you the best. It is probably a bourbon night. And I had no idea. And what don't sound right is that when we got the phones, we could not do this ourselves. In fact, we could not do it with a customer service rep because the customer service closed at 7 p.m. I've never really heard of a customer service dealing with technology. Never really heard of them closing.
Especially a company as big as the one we might be referring to.
We might be referring to that rhymes with the word horizon. It turned out to be an unbelievable ordeal. So I was able to call the next morning. So on the 4th of July, I called, and I was really nervous because our daughter had to get back. She had a 4-hour drive. She needed a phone. And it was 4th of July. I was afraid customer service wasn't even going to be open because it was a holiday.
Right.
Now, this harkens back to episode 188. Do you remember what 188
188 was when we were beginning to talk about the list of things you have to know to be an adult.
That's right.
And this
in the modern world.
And this is in the middle of that list.
Yes. Not only just getting a cell phone, but setting up the cell phone. And what was amazing is that I had everything I needed, and it still took over 2 hours to do this. And after we were done, the work was not finished.
Are all the phones operable at this point?
Right now, they're operable under a temporary phone number. They're not operable underneath their respective phone number.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And the crazy thing is this customer service. Now, I'm going to mention her name. Her name is Ebony. She is Division 1 customer service.
That's great.
She is awesome. She even gave me her phone number.
Wow.
I have her phone number. I have a direct line to the most. She is number one on all the customer representatives. You know, are kind of, you usually have a top 10 list of the customer service rep experience. Ebony is number one. She is number one on my list because she had to go to the other carrier, which we won't mention their name, but they start with the word straight and end with the word talk.
Now, you were porting your numbers over. You're trying to keep your
We want to keep all the phone numbers, right?
Right.
And she was having an immense trouble. She kept on putting me on hold. And she goes, "I'm sorry, but I'm working with the other company," which is actually a division of Straight Talk. I mean, a division of Horizon.
Really?
Yeah, they're actually under the same umbrella.
Huh.
And she was having an issue getting them to do what she wanted to do.
Right.
I said, "Ebony, if you can't do it, how was I ever going to do it?"
Yeah.
Now, when I recounted the story to you, you kind of put on the Cecil grin. You kind of sat up straight. You put on the Cecil grin and you said, "Yep, that's the way it is." And I guess you've had this similar experience?
Oh, absolutely. Because I'm assuming you're the IT administrator for your family.
And I am the wrong one to do it. I just about lost my Christianity on this one, especially the night before. Ebony brought me back, but the night before when I was doing this, I was losing my mind. I said, "Am I the dumbest person on the planet?" My kids looked at me like I was dumb.
Yeah.
I was getting defensive. We were all getting defensive. Why are you asking me that question? How am I supposed to? Yeah. I mean, we were all losing our minds.
Right. I've had the same exact experience. And I wasn't even going from one carrier to the next. I mean, this has happened just getting a new phone.
Just upgrading your phone?
Just upgrading the phone.
This happens? Upgrading a phone?
From the time you decide you want to upgrade the phone, picking it, getting it on the plan, getting the phone, and then getting everything ported over from one phone to the next. It has never, even when it has been a smooth process, it is a long process that involves, having access to multiple passwords, especially if you're in the Apple environment where you've got to have the Apple ID and all that stuff set up. It is not a straightforward process.
I mean, you have to have at least one working phone that you're not working on.
Yes.
You have to have your laptop logged into several different places.
Yes.
You have to have all the other phones laying around.
Yes.
And they got to be charged up, ready to go. And you have to have Wi-Fi.
Yes.
So the whole idea of me sitting in a Walmart parking lot, trying to get, 2 hours away from home, trying to get my daughter's, that was never going to happen.
It would never happen.
That was never going to happen.
You have to.
That don't sound right.
You have to be in a laboratory, basically. all the equipment, passwords, strong Wi-Fi in some cases.
Oh yeah, because you're sometimes like my wife, she had to upgrade her iOS.
Right, and in some cases you're pushing over, especially like with if you've got kids, they have somewhere between 14 to 16,000 pictures on their phone that they've saved, and so you're trying to port over gigabytes of information in some cases.
Yeah, all right.
To a new phone, and it does not. And sometimes you have to have cloud access.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. To have enough storage to be able to port the data.
Right.
Because you're not porting over just a catalog of phone numbers.
No. It's not that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, especially on kids' phones, there's a ton of data on this.
Well, if you think about all the, not just the phone, not the photos, but movies and any of the background data needed for the apps that are heavily media.
Yeah.
Oh, my gracious.
All that's on there.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I absolutely couldn't believe it.
It is a major IT undertaking.
I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. And so even after I got off with the Queen of Verizon, Ebony, the numbers still hadn't ported over. And She said it was going to take anywhere from 1 to 3 days for it to happen.
You know, Brian Regan does a skit about, the comedian Brian Regan does a skit about this,
No.
where the old, used to, you had the landlines and it took several days for them to flip the switch.
Oh, right.
And so he does a whole skit about, like, if there's a switch, can I come down there and
Sure.
can I come down there to flip it? Same thing. It's like, what's taking 2 or 3 days to activate that new number?
Right.
I felt for you. All last night, I was like, I knew the pain that you were getting.
I had no idea what I was in for.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was up till midnight looking. I got on the Reddit to see what was going on.
Right.
And, some people were recounting their experience. So I'm thinking, this is going to be disaster for a week.
Yeah.
Or a month. But no, I had Ebony.
Have you ever had to talk anybody else through this process?
Not this particular process, but I've had to talk people through maybe changing a setting, just a setting on their phone. And then just to realize they had slightly a different operating system. And so the screens weren't matching.
Right.
The words weren't matching.
Right.
Oh yeah, I have done that.
Yeah. That's even more difficult. It's trying to walk somebody else through it blindly, like over the phone or something like that.
Yeah. I was so impressed with Ebony. She was able to walk me through it and get me through things. And the thing is, when the phone showed up, it said, log into your Verizon account, bring up the app, it'll activate your phone.
Yeah. There is a minimal instructions that come with phones.
And they make it sound so simple. I was looking forward to it.
And there's usually pictures.
I was looking forward to doing it in the Walmart parking lot.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't do that.
So, but here's the vicious circle we got in. In order to port your phone number into a phone, you have to have a Verizon account.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give you a Verizon account completely until you have a phone number.
How do you get the phone number, Peter?
Well,
you have to have a Verizon account.
So it was great. So Ebony said, there's a workaround. And I've learned this. I'll probably never do it. Maybe I'll do it again. I don't know. She had to assign temporary phone numbers to all of our phones to fool the system and say, okay, we've got new phones, new lines of service. They're a new account number.
Yeah.
And then once that got established, then she could start the process of getting the new phone numbers to replace the old phone numbers.
Yeah.
But we were in this middle state of, we had all these phones, they all work, but they have all the wrong phone numbers.
Yeah. It's a catch-22.
It is. I couldn't believe it.
I will say, I am impressed now that you can take phones and they will, if they're near each other with Bluetooth, they can port information over from one phone to the other. That's pretty impressive.
That's in the Apple ecosystem.
Yeah, that's
you put the two Apples, they'll talk to each other instead of having to back up your phone onto a computer and then from a computer to your new phone, you just put the two phones next together.
That has gotten much better.
That is brilliant.
And this level of technology really should be easier to use than it is. But as you discovered, it is not.
This part is, yeah. I can only imagine it's the porting number has brought, well, no, you even said just going from an old phone to a new phone, same number, same carrier.
Yeah.
It don't sound right.
Again, I think it really has to do with, we underestimate the amount of data that people are carrying on these phones that have to be ported over, the amount of space that you have to have available for the transfer, and the strength of your Wi-Fi. Like, you have to have a pretty strong,
robust
system. Yeah, fast system
to move all this around.
There was one time I was doing it with one of my kids' phones, and it just wasn't moving fast enough.
Right.
And so it was timing out. And yeah, it's really amazing. And I don't like being the IT director.
Why not?
I just don't. I don't.
I can't imagine why, Cecil.
So I am the keeper of all the passwords.
Yeah.
And
use a password manager.
I use a password manager.
Okay.
Yeah. And
maybe we should get a password manager to sponsor our show for a little while.
Yeah. No, password manager has been a lifesaver to me.
Really? I don't use one.
Yeah. I use password manager. I used to use a spreadsheet.
That's what I use.
Yeah. But now that I use a password manager, and the reason I do that is always with me because I keep my phone with me. And so if anyone at any time calls me, I can go to the passwords manager and say, here's the password for whatever it is. Yeah, that's why I do it.
Why is that better than a spreadsheet?
Because I kept the spreadsheet on the PC at home.
Oh, okay. But what if you kept the spreadsheet on the?
Yeah, I could have kept it on the cloud or something like that. But and this is easier to search than a spreadsheet.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least the way I had mine set up. You're an engineer. You might have had yours set up better than I as a pharmacist did.
I don't like being the gatekeeper. I don't like being the bottleneck.
Yeah. But that is part of being a dad in our socioeconomic layer is that you're the IT, typically, you're the IT keeper of the household.
Right.
Which is not something that you had to be 20 years ago.
Right.
Maybe you set the VCR up.
Oh, right.
Or you
but there's no password
for
that. You just know it plugs. You just know where to plug everything.
You corrected the clock on the microwave.
Right. Daylight savings time. Call Dad.
But now you have to know how to set up a network inside your home. I mean, typically, how to connect the printer to that network, your PC to the network, all the phones to the network.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
To me, that's high level.
It's a little bit high, but and as we get older, it gets higher level.
Right.
Because the gap between our competence and what you need to know grows, not because our ability to adapt has gone down and the complication level has gone up.
It's gone up.
So that knowledge gap or that competence gap really starts to grow. Yeah. And our kids look at us and say, they wanted to do a YouTube video of this. And this should be some kind of reality TV show of watching Gen Xers try to set up cell phones.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a little defensive. I'm like, you do this.
Right. Yeah. And if somebody wants to
take over, the ministry,
if you want to take over this role in the family. Now, I do have one child that is completely off of this system now. She completely manages her own
all right.
phone.
There you go.
But all the other phones, I still manage all of that. And the computer system for the house.
Yeah, right.
Like all the network. And now I work for home.
Oh, it's got to be robust.
So I have to have a pretty fast, when I use my voice over internet phone, I have it like Ethernet into the.
You got it hardwired.
Yeah, I got it hardwired because you have to have speed for all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's a different world out there now.
Well, I think still people are asking why is this on our episode? It's just it just don't sound right. That getting a new phone is that complicated. And that
is that complicated.
Another story, my daughter said she had a friend, they went to the Verizon store to do it.
Yeah.
It took them 3 hours to get out of there for one phone.
Right.
Are you kidding?
I have seen that happen too, where you just go and it's a lot of work to get all that. But again, I'm not putting all this off on the carrier. I think part of it is really just the amount of stuff that we have on these phones now. Yeah. I mean, I keep all the pictures, like you go on vacation. Now you've got who knows how many megabytes of pictures on there for your vacation.
We keep ours thinned down.
Do you?
We keep ours thinned down. It still takes it out.
Now, are you someone that promotes proper electronic hygiene among your family members? Because I've always said, look, keep your phone updated.
Yeah.
Keep your apps updated. Keep everything backed up and keep up with your passwords.
Yeah.
But I'm typically the only one preaching that, or the only one. It's hard to get everybody to do that. Keep everything updated.
Well, that's your job as the Ministry of IT.
Because the first thing that happens when something goes wrong is I usually have to go into the phone and update either the operating system or the app that's going wrong or something like that. That's like the first thing.
Okay.
But I'm pretty serious about keeping my phone updated.
Yeah.
Not the version of it. Like I have an older phone.
Yeah.
But like anything that's on the phone software-wise, I keep it up.
Yeah, and you should, because that just affects performance and security and your ability to move on with your life.
Maybe we should start putting out memos to our family as IT directors. Say, look, today's the day that you need to go on your phone and update all your apps.
Interesting.
Send it out
I wonder how well that would be received, Cecil.
We'll never know because they don't listen to the podcast.
Well, you mean memo? You're talking about sending an email.
Yeah.
I think we would be immediately put to spam.
Maybe we can
sometimes I think I'm already in their spam folder. I don't think I'm one of their safe email addresses.
We should just pop up on their Instagram then and just say, hey, today is the Davis Family Update Your Phone Day.
Maybe we can do a public service announcement for the TDSR podcast that we do it for everyone.
That's why everybody.
In fact, here it is right now.
Right.
Say it, Cecil.
update all the apps and the operating system on your phone.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
The other thing we had a little disparity about recently is I updated a password to an often used site in our house.
Okay.
And it was an important site.
And you did?
Financial site.
Okay.
But it doesn't save, since it's financial, it doesn't save the password. You have to put it in every time.
Oh.
And this time I made a pretty strong password.
Okay.
That is not easily memorized.
Right.
Which has caused some consternation, but you have to do those sort of things to protect, especially when it's got sensitive financial information. You have to do those sort of things. And so it's trade-off. Either you get in easy and you have a chance of being hacked, or you have a good password and you're not being hacked.
You're either going to be hacked by someone outside of your household or inside your household.
All right. Well, I'm sorry that you had that experience.
Well,
I'm glad that Ebony was able to help you.
Oh, man. I got her on speed dial. She'll be my forever IT expert. And she even said this weekend when you're ready to do, because we weren't ready. I couldn't do all the phones because one of our kids was out of town. And so we need them to come back. And because she said, just give me a call and we'll get them ported over.
It makes you start to think about the Luddites when this happens. I mean, about halfway through about an hour into this process, you're like, I'm getting rid of every electronic device in our house.
Oh, you can't do it.
We're going back to just writing letters and in person. We will never have it really can almost break you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like I say, I just about lost my mind.
All right. Well, that didn't sound right. But you have come to the end of this just 30 minutes.
Right. So, and here's the thing for all of you that kept your podcast app up to date, kept your phone up to date, kept your internet up to date. It's because this allows you to listen.
That's right.
And we thank you for listening.
And currently, there are no restrictions on guys in their 50s doing podcasts, so we are still able to freely
no tariffs on our. Well, we already bought the equipment.
We already got the equipment.
We've, in a sense, been grandfathered in without being grandfathers, but maybe we'll be grandfathers one day. But if you enjoyed this conversation, and it was your first time, think about hitting the subscribe button on the platform you listen with. If you're that long-time listener, keep your apps up to date. Leave us a rating. Give us a review so others can easily find us and join the conversation.
We are very user-friendly. Like, as far as technology goes, once you're on our platform, we're available on all the platforms. All you gotta do is hit the button.
That's right.
And listen.
That's right.
All right. So That Don't Sound Right is a production of TSR Podcast in conjunction with Camel City Studios. I'm your co-host and sound engineer. Peter is your other host and web designer. Again, look at there, man. We're in technology roles, even in the podcast.
That's right. Well, we gotta keep it moving.
Camille is your barista. Emily does your graphic design. Elle does your Instagram. Giorgio tests our merchandise. Brent is our truly international brand ambassador. And as always, listener number one is Scott. So until next week, keep talking.
And stay curious.